Monday, January 11th, Donald Miller here. So I was asked to make a video about tool bags, all right? Especially for apprentices, what should be in their tool bag. So let's go over this. My tool bag is set for residential, so by all means, commercial. It's only a change of a couple things, but you can get the basic idea. All right. This is the tool bag I wear. That's the tool bag I carry on. All right. My wearable tool bag, it's hard form leather on the one side and a loose bag on the other. All right. I have two pockets, a small pocket for screws, large pocket for wire nuts. The hard form, I like the hard form for my right side just because you can put your dikes, linemen, screwdrivers, everything has a spot. So you don't have to look down at your tool bag when you're picking tools. All right. Now, as far as what's on the white paper goes in my bag. What's around it goes in this bag as my carry-on. All right, so my dikes. These are Knipex. All right, it's a 10-inch angled dike. These things are awesome. All right. So if you want a good pair of dikes, these are about 1.5 years old. They're still sharp. I got a little arc in this one, but they're my go-to. Lyman's, Knipex again. All right. Now these are my needle nose. All right. Angled. These things have saved my butt so many times that I think if you buy a pair and see if you like them. I love these things. Strippers. All right. They're small. These things I think are like $10. They're great. It's nice to have them, especially if you're dealing with stranded wire. Now this is a 10-inch flathead. All right. Now my tips are usually better than this, but this one's getting a little old, so this will be replaced soon. That's a decent tip. Just the edges are nice and square, ready to be used. This is my beater. Anytime you got to punch through something, you don't want to use your regular screwdriver, so the beater is the go-to. A new beater, like if this was brand new, this is perfect for devising out outlets and switches, just because it gives you that little bit more that these guys don't provide for when you're tightening down on the switch or the outlet. Milwaukee, it's a good knife. Blade comes out here. You have extra storage blades underneath here. Can't get to it one-handed. Pen lights. Always have a flashlight on you. And I have two here because I believe this is Vicks. So I have to give that back to them. Klein clamp-on tester. Amp probe, continuity test. That's a good all-around tester. All right. I'm a fan of tick testers. I don't recommend one specific because for some reason tick testers are sensitive to what you do. So a tick tester I like for knob and tube wiring, okay? And it has to do knob and tube wiring. Some ticks will give you a false positive and not tell you what's going on. So the tick tester I use is not a tick tester everyone else uses. So that's pick a tick tester for what you're using, try out a couple, and find out the best one you like. Tape. Different various heads for my cordless drill. Now, that's my tool bag. And then a tape measure sometimes, and a hammer sometimes, depending on what I'm doing. These aren't in my tool bag, but they are in my carry-on. An 11-in-1. I do not use this for everyday use, okay? An 11-in-1 is great for once in a while having that weird, real small flathead. That's what it's good for. Or setting a fan support box, okay? And then you have those the nuts. All right. That's great for them, but it's not your everyday. Like, you don't go around and device a house with an 11-in-1. Number one reason, the head will bend. The heads aren't as strong as a standard shaft, Phillips head, or flathead. Okay? So you don't want an 11-in-1 as your everyday tool. I'm sorry. It's just buy a flathead, buy a Phillips head, buy them separately. You'll realize why after about even 6 months, when you're wrenching down on stuff, the regular flathead and Phillips head has better torque ratio. All right, let's go back to this. Cordless drill, it's not an impact. It's a cordless drill. If you're ever going to become a mechanic, don't run around with an impact gun using your impact gun to screw everything in all day long. Sorry, that's called a hack. You're not a mechanic. You're just hacking work up. All right, take some pride in your work. Okay, get a screwdriver and install devices correctly. All right, put the impact gun down. You don't need it. All right, a regular cordless drill will be fine, unless there's a job that you're using that requires an impact. But I've noticed that is a habit of these hack guys that they think they're a mechanic, and then you turn around and they're using their impact gun for everything. Don't do it. If you're going to be a tradesman, be a tradesman. If you're going to be a hack, just leave. I don't know what to tell you there. Gloves, a must for when you're devising out or you're in metal boxes and you don't want the shards to rip up the back of your knuckles. Like, my knuckles are scarred up enough from being in metal boxes. I started wearing gloves and noticed they're all healed. All right. Walkie-talkies are 100 times better than a cordless every day of the week. Safety goggles. Just have them around. You'll need them. This is a magnet flashlight. Stick it anywhere you need it. Boom, it has 20 different things. It also has warning lights, strobes. I'm not going to turn it on right now. Plug-in shop light. Awesome. All right. And an added bonus, a temp light. Always have one of these. One, you can test power, but two, you can also hook it up when you're working and have temporary power. All right, or temporary light at least, and then you can actually unscrew that, put an outlet in. Like this, there's a lot of uses for this. All right. And this isn't my first time trying to make this video. I've actually had a couple phone calls interrupt this. So I'm going to try this again. What is not on this desk, get this off. That's for a service call. What's not on this desk is a phone. Having a phone on you can be one of the worst mistakes you can make as an apprentice. A phone will do nothing but interrupt your day. Okay, you don't need to be like, I did my apprenticeship without phones, okay? And the cell phone was around when I was apprentice, but it just was coming around. Let's put it this way. I started this trade before Nextel was all chirping around, all right? And if you don't know about Nextel, the Nextel days are awesome. You could play some good jokes with Nextel. But there was no phones, okay? If you're having a good day, if you showed up to work and you're ready to work, the last thing you need is something on that phone bothering you, okay? Whether it be Facebook, an ex, or a present girlfriend, or a wife, okay? You're there to work. And if your mindset, if you show up on that job and you're ready to work, the only thing that phone is going to do is distract you from that type of mindset. You need to realize if you're trying to learn this trade, that phone is a distraction, okay? And if you don't believe your phone is a problem, then it's more of a problem than you even know, all right? Because there's plenty of guys that think that the phone's not a problem, and then all of a sudden, well, they like a certain music when they're working, or they just want to post their work on Facebook, or they want to post their work here or post their work there. It doesn't matter what other people think about your work. It matters what you and your mentor think about your work. or it matters what you and your own moral and ethical standings think about your work. Putting your work on Facebook, at the end of the day, that's fine, but the phone shouldn't be out during the day, all right? Phones are becoming more and more of a problem during work than anything else. They're a distraction and they're a problem. So if you're looking to know what you should have in your tool bag, that's great. I just showed you everything you should have. Why don't you think about what you shouldn't have? All right. Another thing is boots. All right. What type of boot are you wearing? Can your boot provide you working a 12-hour day? At the end of a 12-hour day, most guys can't do 12s because their feet hurt, they have foot fatigue, or they have leg fatigue. All right. Red Wing Shoes produces a boot that you'll be able to work a 12-hour day with no problem. And it's not just for the money that you're working a 12-hour day. You gotta get into the rhythm of putting in more hours. It'll harden. It's what's the best way to describe it? If you put a string of 12-hour days in, okay, your body will get used to doing a 12-hour day, and you can put more hours in. I'm not saying to do it all the time, but if it gets busy, all right, and the work is there and you're offered more hours, go do it. All right, if you can. All right, if the work isn't like I take this view because I've gone through slow periods with my own business where, we slowed down. If the economy slows down, working 30 hours in a week or 24 hours in a week, it gets you a little stressed out, all right? Because you start worrying about paying bills and whatnot. And budgeting is a different video. We'll talk about budgets at another time because the apprentice should learn what a budget is, all right? Because if he at least understands what the apprenticeship program or an apprenticeship is, he'll understand that you start out low, getting paid low, and then through accomplishments on the job, that's how you gain raises. You don't gain raises through, I've been here for a year, I deserve a raise. Doesn't work that way. All right. It's how much responsibility you can handle without being babysat. Okay. That's what determines a raise. And it's not, I can do it 2 days a week, but the other 3 I'm hungover or stupid. Doesn't work that way either. Monday through Friday, same attitude, same personality, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yes, we all get tired and we all act a little differently when we're tired, but from Monday through Friday, your goal should have the same preparedness, okay? Have the same mentality. Show up wanting to work at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., whenever your shift is over. Put in a decent day's work. If you can do that 5 days a week without having like a bad day Wednesday or a bad day Tuesday, that's what the apprenticeship does. It's getting you geared to be consistent through the week. Master mechanics from Monday to Friday are consistent. They don't have, Tuesday's hungover. Like that's what in the beginning, apprentices, when they enter into this trade, they're all over the place. Okay, that's what this trade does, though. It gets you to a consistent product. Okay, and that's what's needed if you want to become a mechanic. Consistency is a huge requirement for being a mechanic. All right, so that's my tool bag. I'll make other videos. Because there's too much to do in just a small time frame. And it's Monday. God bless. Take care. Enjoy yourselves out there and be safe.